only thing that upsets me is how I feel about like my country, the people, they wouldn't listen.
One of the craziest experiences that I remember with my wife was when we first started dating. She had absolutely no idea that a lot of these websites actually existed. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all of this stuff is blocked in China. So when I kind of opened her mind up and opened the world of the internet up to her by using a VPN, everything changed in our relationship, and that's really special. The VPN that I use is NordVPN, and they actually sponsored this video. I find that NordVPN has the easiest interface. You can hop around the world to any country you want, change servers when things go up and down. But even when I'm back in the US, I still use a VPN because you never know when you're on unsecured Wi-Fi in coffee shops or in restaurants or really anywhere. It's best that you're on a VPN so that people are not snooping on your data. To keep yourself safe, to create that safety net, or to even hop around the world and see what the internet looks like in different places, anything's possible by using a VPN. If you go to nordvpn.com/Laowi86, not only will you get 70% off a 3-year membership, but if you use the code Laowi86, you can actually try it out for a month for free. Give it a shot, tell me how you like it. I think you're gonna love it. I really appreciate Nord for sponsoring this video, and I hope you guys get some benefit out of it as well. Thank you very much.
When I was a kid, we start from the kindergarten about to get the red handkerchief if we're being a good kid. And even in the kindergarten, we need to learn about the 弟子规, which means like how to be a proper person, to love their country and love their family. After all, Chinese, it's a family orientation society. So when we go to primary school, every single week, especially Monday, we need to like be proud and we need to sing the Chinese national anthem. And then if you are the red handkerchief member, like people will get jealous basically, because you are a good student. That means you're a good student. That means you love your country, and that means your family and your teacher taught you well. So during the generation when I was growing up, there's a lot of propaganda about like outside world are evil. Of course, the powerful country, something like America and something like Japan, and they jealous about the growing speed about China. We need to support, be a one citizen to support our country growing. At that time, we're being fed the idea about if we are Chinese, we need to believe in our country. If we are Chinese, we need to accept to the idea that like our country will make mistake. It's just like a normal human being, but we correct ourselves. That's how we grow. So like every single time if it mentioned about like Diaoyu Island and those kind of things, we got so end up and got so mad, because like we feel like the whole world is against us. We are humble, we are growing, and normally humble person got beat up. We need to be strong enough to handle all the stress. And also we got taught about like if we support our country, that's how our country will grow stronger. They need us to our country need us to support them. We call the country as our mother. We are their kid. I mean, like that's just give me a huge conflict about by the time I actually get to know about how American taught their kids about speak up yourself. It doesn't matter about the government. Government is work for the people. No, that's another way around. Even though, like as people said, we're pretty much brainwashed in our whole life. But at that time, I don't think like China actually do anything wrong to us. The society didn't do anything wrong. Life goes on. Nothing got affected until we go to Macau. I go to Macau to study, which is also, they call it as China, but it's a special colony that like back then run by Portugal. So that land technically is like freedom of speech back then, not now. So the internet was uncensored. People allowed to go out to protest, and people allowed to talk about whatever they feel, and they won't have punishment. The most importantly, people in Macau able to travel everywhere in the world. They got different perspective from the world. So I went to college in this kind of situation. At that time, in my whole grade, and because we're freshmen, right? So we got split to different kind of school, different kind of class system, but we able to get the best education from different kind, from the teacher from all over the world. To now, I really respect how they taught us. They taught us to be open-minded. Open-minded is not only believe in one-sided story. I appreciate the way I've been taught. It's like, don't only listen to one side. Just open-minded to listen to how people talk. That caused like the problem later on in my life. After school, I graduate. I need to go back to China and get involved in the society that like it's totally closed up. No multiple information comes from, which is like the government control all the information, which I'm cool with that. I'm not a political person. I don't talk about anything of this. So every single time, so like a new event comes out, when people get mad, when like people talk about back then the history, and even I have something to say, it just ends up riling up all the friends that are really close to me getting mad about. For example, about Taiwan situation. For example, about those like Hong Kong people not necessarily want to be ruled by China and whatever that is. Every single time if I try to talk with my family about this, if I try to talk to a friend about this, never end up have a good story comes out. Like everybody end up get pissed. Because they have the opinion that like the information they only can get from China. I don't want to say is it right or wrong. I leave it up to you guys to decide. And a lot of people said that's good, because there's a lot of garbage information that your country fill it up for, filter it for you, so that you don't get brainwashed. So at the end of the day, who is getting brainwashed, I don't really know, but still, we're open-minded. People said foreigners should talk in China. Chinese people said foreign media and foreign country should talk in China, and in the Western countries said, oh, I feel bad for the Chinese people can never know the truth. But the problem is, the real sad thing is, do Chinese people actually have the ability to know about they being brainwashed, to get to know about the outside perspective? I don't know. Because once upon a time, my dad said, you're being brainwashed, because in America, there's a bunch of things that probably America don't allow you to see. So I leave it up to you to say, is that correct? My father and some of my friends said, like, we never been brainwashed. We have a multi-information. China only allows a certain media to go get involved. I don't want to say it clear. You can think about it. So why YouTube, Twitter, Instagram got blocked? At that time, at the very beginning, they said it's about Falun Gong. It's about the evil cult that tried to warp people's mind. It's about America try to figure out a way to warp Chinese people's mind. Is that true or not? I leave it up to you. All I can say is, like, I wish everybody can be open-minded to see everything. A lot of people ask me when my husband talk about the stuff that like against my country, or the stuff that like not so good about country, am I feel mad? again, I keep it open-minded. I keep it the dialogue. If you have anything want to talk about, just listen more. You don't need to get mad about some certain perspective. You can't just like change somebody's minds because somebody says something. The only thing that upsets me is how I feel about like my country, the people, they wouldn't listen. I only wish that if they can listen to the different dialogue, and when people try to talk to you, and the thing that you have, it's not only anger. Just process the information. Try to think, not debate, just think. The reason that I want to make this video, it's because too many people asking me how I feel. China tried to raise their whole generation loving their country. I think there's nothing wrong about that. Other than that, your life still go on. You don't need to necessarily, because of the political situation, and then get mad of your friend, get mad of people who talk about have different opinion. That's just not right. Think about the perspective about how we raise, how we grow up, who to brain, who exactly is brainwashed, what kind of information we get. Probably you will understand more about like Chinese people are not necessarily stupid. It's only can process in our mind about what kind of information we fed surrounding our world. It's not wrong to support your country. It's not wrong to love your country. It's not wrong to feel bad about people talk shit about your country. But it's wrong that you didn't have the full image. It's wrong that you didn't try to get to know more, to duck out more about what exactly is happening. So who is right, who is wrong, do not ask me anymore. Who is the open-minded person, do not ask me anymore. I leave it up to you guys to think about and talk about.